of camp. What's it feel like to be back out here with the guys? How's the energy?
Oh, it felt great. You know, always day one is a ton of energy. The challenge is how's it going to be on day 15, but it felt great. Blow on the whistle, seeing the guys run around. It was day one, a little sloppy and things like that, but it was good to get out here and get day one out the way.
Saw you over there hanging out with the linebackers group. What's that like for you to kind of oversee things, but also be responsible for all the other groups as well?
Definitely. I kind of pick my periods in the practice where I'm going to be. So certain things I have to do with the linebackers like I always do, but then I was on the offensive field also. It helps me get in shape because I'm running from field to field. So that was fun. You have to get used to that a little bit, so I'm not huffing and puffing when I get there, but I enjoyed it.
Some new additions, obviously some freshmen, some local guys, some wide receiver transfers. What have you seen from these guys and what can we expect from them?
You know, day one is just making sure everybody goes to the right spots and things like that. We'll watch the film. I'm one of those guys that likes to watch the film before I make an opinion on anything. But it was pretty organized. People were where they needed to be. So it looked good. I watched the film. Sure, that's when you start to really critique it and get to the little things. But for the first day, watching it live, it was pretty good.
It's been a few weeks since you were named interim head coach. Are you feeling kind of settled into what your plan is here?
Yeah, you know, the bowl game helped. You know, I'm over all that newness stuff. I mean, we're rolling. It's day one. Let's go. It's fall camp. We don't have time to start from scratch. So I felt good, felt great, and let's just go get us some wins once we get to the time to go play some games.
Last one from me. Year two for Mikey Kuhn in the system. Is he looking more comfortable to you?
Yeah, and it's not just the system. It's him as a leader. Like, he's not afraid to talk now. The first year he kind of was like, you know. Now it just naturally comes out. That leadership, you can see it. So it started in spring ball. It was all throughout the summer, and you saw it today on day one. So I'm happy and encouraged to see how that keeps on progressing.
Coach, last year so much of the conversation was this quarterback competition between Fife and Keene. Is it nice to kind of not have that now?
You know, anytime you know kind of the starters coming back, it's always a good feeling. But competition's always there. Whether you're the starter or not, how many years you start, you still need to play and produce. So competition never goes away, but it's always a good feeling when the starter's still on your roster.
What are you looking for on these days?
First day is organization, seeing guys that have natural work ethic. I think that's the big thing. You want to see who's naturally work ethic, you know. Then you find out who you need to yell at all the time, and then hopefully they figure it out and they become natural at it too. So that's the big things. And then with your veteran guys, you see the guys that are kind of naturally lazy, you know, so you can get on them in the film room, you can watch the little things that way. That's kind of what I look for in day one.
Coach, you were a Bulldog freshman one time. You once had your first fall camp practice. Can you relate to what the freshmen today are going through?
Definitely. They're swimming. I guarantee it. You get the scheme is all different. It's totally different from your high school. The thing that got me is there's words that are used out here that mean totally different than what you're used to them meaning. So you have to pick up the vocabulary. Then you have to execute everything. Then everybody's screaming and running around. Then everybody's bigger than you. Like, you're dealing with a lot. So that's part of it. Once they get to be sophomores and juniors, they're going to be like, man, I can't believe I was like that when I first got here.
Was there a highlight play or two you could share from the day?
Josiah Freeman went up and got one. He mossed somebody out there. That's the one that hits my head right now. But there's a lot of good plays. Like I said, the film's where you really see everything. Right now, while I'm out here, I'm just making sure we're organized, the team's in the right spots, everybody's going where they're supposed to go. But when we watch the film, we see more.
How different was practice today without Jeff Tedford here?
Coach is a legend, you know. Anytime you remove a legend from the field, you're going to feel that impact, you know. I was like always looking for him or waiting to hear him, you know, that type of thing. So, but Coach is always here in spirit. I'm sure he'll call me today and want to know how everything went and all that good stuff. So he's always part of us.
Were there some new wrinkles you had in the structure, or how did you approach this day one compared to the
Not really. We were kind of going to see how hot it got, and then we were going to just throw in a water break type thing. But it never really got to that point. But we've been planning all summer, so it's not like the fall camp, we just changed everything or anything like that. As a staff, we worked together all summer, so we were ready for day one and every day after.
You sound so energetic, like excited, like this was your first time to lead a practice as a head coach.
Definitely, and hopefully every time you think I have energy. If I don't, remind me. I try to be an energetic person. I'm a glass half full type guy. I like football. I love it. I like running around, having fun. So it's a lot better than sitting up in the office and waiting for this day to get here. It's here, so might as well be happy.
Was it one thing, like a part of practice that you're not used to leading, that you had to lead today as interim head coach?
No. I mean, I did a lot before. You know, assistant head coach has a lot of duties. Coach Baxter had me run a drill all on my own, so I had to do that and then think about where the team goes right after it. So that was a little different than me just worrying about my linebackers after a special teams period. But for the most part, practice is practice. I'm one of those leader, energetic guys naturally, so I just do my thing and let's go.
Do you have any update on who's going to be responsible for the linebackers this season?
So just like the bowl game, Ben Watkins, who's my assistant when I was linebacker coach, He has more influence in that group now, and then I'm obviously there too. We'll get it handled and taken care of. Not worried about that. Waddy's been here ever since I came back here, so we're on the same page, and it's just natural for us. It's easy.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.